Welcome to NLTV. Somanula Gawas. Viewers खबर अपने हन करने और एक तानी दिया से. कौन इश्ना आगे दे popsicle के महान बस करा बिचे दे. ताई लगा बितोर लगा key happenings थाइशे न होली भी बितोर ला condition किन्हीं का थाइशे लो अपने हन के जना बिचे दे. अजी और एक बार on feel आएगी ने अपने हन लो ते कुता वो कुरबो हुए ने आईना से. अजी हमें हन इधे हादो अपने हन लगा कुआई सबते and बिशी मानुहान हमें हन के personal message DM में कुरुशे. उदाहरण महान भी बिशी thankful है that public हन भी हमें हालों ते cooperate करे ऐसे. इधर लोग इन्हें हमें हालों ते reports को आनिशना several reports in general हमें खान bakeries खान लगा पाई थे इसे इनका गुरने bakeries न होली भी other food processing units खान लगा पाई था अजीतु लापोटे report एक तादिबो कोई न हाला से. Food processing units Dimapur बितोड़े बिशी ऐसे छुदु गुरने अपनी more than hundreds होबो पारे. In that popsicle ऐसे bakeries ऐसे biscuit factories ऐसे न होली भी अलग बिशी ऐसे. तो processing किन का जाए ऐसे इधर लापोटे हमें हन चानिबो करने हा. इनका लोग इन्हें on ground अपने हल्ला complain कुन प्रामे हन के मदद गुरुशे ताहन लगा input हिसाब ताहे ने साधो बिशी bakeries खान की भी हमें हन इनका पाइशले. इनका लोग इन्हें condition साधो हमें हन करने बिशी pathetic थाइचे न होली भी unhygienically चुली थकाला निस्ना report पा लगा हमें हन एक बार इन्हें साइज अब किन का तो पाइशे को इन्हें हमें हन जानिशे. इधर लोग इन्हें हमें हन ब्रा इधर के आज direct present अगुरने CNCCI लगा कौन chairman असे ताई की information दी ना से और ताई आहिबो कुशा रे तो लो बोर्डे ताहन साई किने matter तो किन का से इधर तो आपने हन के address कुराई दी बोले ताई ला मुकप्रा ही इधर हन किन का चुली जा से market या ताहन किन का कुरने तो लो बोर्डे measurement लो बोले ऐसे नल भी ताहन ला side प्रा key step था कि वो इधर लो बोर्डे जानकर लो बोले ताकि call करना से तो वर्ष रुकी भी ताहन करने आई ने chairman तो कोथा गुरुबो और key ऐसे ताई प्रा मोहन के बाल प्रा इधर चुनाई देबो. So वर्ष इधर हमें हन लोटे chairman of CNCCI ला से और कौन इश्ना आगे दे मोहन popsicle ला कुंदो बस कुरिशले इतो बिचे दे साला इस सब दे ताहन भी बिशे actively काम करने जासे इतला टाइम दे इनका लोग इन्हें अजीबी ताहन के एक ता माता दो हमें reason असे reason की असे तो chairman सबके मोहन इतो clear कुरबो दिवो और जर मोए अब जी के हुदुले थका दो unhygienic process food processing ला कुंदो थाइशे मोहन last time popsicle की भी दिखाइशे इनका लोग इन्हें अलग reports several reports हमें हला आते आई थाइशे लोग अदर हैंड अपनी के माता इतला बोर्डे जाने बोले अपने हैंड किन का काम करने जासे और अजी लगा मेन की इशू असे इतला तो किन का से अपने एक बार मोहन लगा जनता खान के नाले ला जनता खान की तो एक बार सुनाई दी.
अच्छा, first of all, I really want to thank the media fraternity, especially the Nagaland TV for exposing the unhygienic trade that has been carried out by the popsicle. I think popsicle is one brand that has been trusted by Nagas, and it was very heartening to notice that. But I think again the patheticness of the condition of Naga popsicle has been exposed 2-3 years back as well. I'm surprised that popsicle is still in the same state. So we are very surprised. We want to thank the media fraternity for exposing that. The business community as well as media fraternity, we are all working for the good of our society, and we need to work hand in hand. And with the exposure of those popsicle thing, I think we business community are on our foot. We are trying to ensure that certain regulations, certain standards are in place now. So all of us has woken up, the media, thanks to media, the consumers, the business community, we have all woken up. So we will see to that certain systems and standards are maintained in our state. I think in respect to popsicle, I think the government order was too flimsy. I think more action should have initiated. And I cannot say against my business community, but I think which is in the daylight cannot be hidden. So sometimes I feel that the effort put in by our media friends has gone in vain. That's what I feel. So I think we need to encourage that. We need to support each other. And I'm fully behind the media fraternity in exposing such, unethical businesses. So I thank you all. Now, in respect to this FSSI and then the hygienicness of our food products in Nagaland, I think with the coming of our Commissioner Secretary Mr. Khekugha Muru, yes, I think things have got more boost again. So I appreciate the department as well but they need to fasten the belt, ensure that the checks are done thoroughly, standards are maintained, because this cannot be compromised. It's about public health. It cannot be compromised. Therefore, a small flimsy excuses to rectify or make things should not be done. In the first place, it should be sealed by the competent authority, satisfy themselves first, and then I think they should let it run again. So I think on that we want to say that on the issue of unhygienic food products in Nagaland, especially in Dimapur as well as any part of Nagaland, I think we CNCCI as an Apex Chamber of Commerce, we are trying to formulate few things where business community also has to have some kind of responsibility. They cannot just always get away, because at the end of the day they are feeding the public. So either somebody sees it or not, they have to, be conscious about their practices, and that is where we are going to streamline few things. We are coming up with few, guidelines apart from government. So we have been activated, I think, with the exposure of few more food production units. I think we are on our food, working on it.
Okay. Sir, after that burst of popsicle, I think our public are also more cautious, and they have been putting up lots of caution against different business, food processing, especially the food processing units which have been running inside Dimapur. Because as we know, the Dimapur city is the commercial hub of Nagaland. So now the question is, we heard that as you are the chairman of CNCCI, you are present here, and we have called you specially. And some of the bakers, the questions were like, why don't you go and check those bakeries who are baking these foods that we're consuming every day? So we heard, and we also got an information. So there is few of bakeries, they are going against their ethical processing, and their criteria of FSSI are not been fulfilled. So I think CNCCI is looking after that, and today they have got one business or two more, I think. So what are the things? Can you highlight on that?
I think there are few baking units we have, which normally we go across. I think few of them we have instructed them to stop operating, and I have personally told them that unless you certify, you satisfy the criteria, it should not be functional. So I have personally ensured that few of the production unit bakeries have been called to stop. I cannot say seal because I have no competent authority, but I have told them, strictly instructed them that until and unless the criteria is met, they will not be allowed to function. So I think we are also on the job, and we will ensure that as much as these notices or information are brought to our knowledge, we will also swing into action. We will support you. Please update us also, so that we will work hand in hand. At the end of the day, it is you, it is me, it is my children who is consuming it. So all of us, we are very happy that you have called me this morning to shed the light on what steps we are taking. Especially in Dimapur, again, this is where the CCI is authorized body, and we are in touch with DCCI on all the issues. And once the blueprint of what guidelines that we comes out, it will not be only given to Dimapur, it will be given across the state. So hopefully, given across the state, our units are all in all the district chambers. So hopefully we will have a better, I see that this is the beginning of a change in our food processing and hygiene, in terms of hygiene. So it's a beginning of a change, and I see that in next few months or a year, I think we'll have a better food products in Nagaland.
So regarding to that, as it is concerning to the public, so will the CNCCI or either DCCI will be meeting with the competent authorities regarding to check on hygienic things and the food processing?
I think on and off, I think it's always shared over the public space also, in media, in social media, or even for that matter in print media. And you all are doing wonderful job. So I think the appraisal is sufficient. But if needed be, we will definitely see to that. We will meet them. But again, I'm reminding myself, not just a particular incident, but the inability to take a stringent exemplary action is one of the reasons why these things repeats. So I think it's time that we need to ensure that the stringent actions are taken, so that in the process everyone falls in line. So I think this is a great interaction. I thank you all for the opportunity.
So last question that I want, as it is not only the media just taking the initiative to check on these things, but now after that popsicle, people are more cautious, which I said earlier also, and they are giving us information that those this and that units are running unhygienically. So we got the information and we called you up and let you to check on the matter. So those which then CNCCI has caught red-handed today. So what are the notice or either any instruction, as you said earlier, has been given to them? So for how many days they will not be functioning with their production?
No, I think there are a few units which came to our knowledge, and we have instructed them that they should not operate. So last 2-3 days, I think they have stopped operating on it, and I think I have no authority, as I have said. I cannot seal it, but they will definitely listen to us, and I think they have stopped operating it. So I think I have clearly instructed that until and unless the criteria is met, we will not allow to be functional. So for me, it is not my authority to go and see whether the criteria is met or not. Of course, I'll satisfy myself, but I think the department also has to see in future that all those units in Nagaland are functioning with proper standard.
Okay, yes, so you mean that the authority should now come out and check on each and every food processing units to check on either they are hygienic or unhygienic?
I think it's definitely it is the duty of an authority, and they are there to do that. So there's no question. I think here again it's very difficult because, for example, even vegetables comes with with lots of pesticides. So technically, I think we need some few years back we even discussed about setting up a laboratory where when the issue of formalin in the fish came up, we discussed that there has to be a laboratory where food testing has to be done. It's a big city, lots of factories, lots of vendors, so it cannot be checked every shop. But at least random checking will keep it check, at bay, those people who are indulging in all those unhygienic practices. So I will definitely encourage the department to set up a proper laboratory, mobile laboratory, and see that periodical testings are randomly carried out in all the marketplace. Because, for example, we are talking about here we are in Dimapur, so our product may be unhygienic to us, but who guarantees that that comes outside from the state is hygienic? So unless we have unless we have a system in place which tests the quality of a food, I think it becomes very difficult for to prescribe which food to take, which food not to take. So I think it's now again it has to be an effort from all the angles. The business community, the government has to do its part, the authority has to do its part by training, giving more trained personnel, setting up lab, as well as the media has to keep your eyes open, as you have done that for last so many years. And as well as the business community has to ensure that, at the end of the day, it's my customer, it's my children, it's my family, it's my society. So that thing has to go in. Then I think we'll be in a better position.
So viewers, apni anitya sailo anishna Rami Han chairman CNCCI lote kotha kurise aro kotha kurne tala kotha bi janjise. Edu logine tahan check kurine sabo barishe ami information dia hisabte aro edu kun enga unethical or unhygienic food products laga processing unit cholai daise. Edu han ke warn dishe aro ekta warning nishna digine jaise that enka chula asu guli do bon guribe. এইটো বেকারিজ কোনটো কোনটো থাকিছে এই দোকানটো আমি হানিতে মেনশন কৰিব নাপাৰে তাহালা ওপৰতে লিগেল একশন কিনকা যাবলৈ আছে নলিবে কি প্ৰসেছে যাবলৈ আছে এইটো CNCCI বান পৰা কৰিব আৰু কম্পিটেন্ট অথৰিটিজ খান কি এইটো ৰিপৰ্ট যাবলৈ আছে এইটো লৈ কিনে এতিয়া এইটো মেছেজ আৰু এইটো নিউজ পৰা আমি এইটো মেছেজ দিবলৈ যায় আছে দ্যাট CNCCI পৰা কোৱা নিচিনা দ্যাট এপেক্স বডি অফ বিজনেছ কমাৰ্চ লগা থাকা তাহান কোৱাটো এনকা ডিমাপুৰ নহলে নাগালেণ্ড ভিতৰতে কতিবি এনকা বিজনেছ আনএথিকেল নহলে বি আনহাইজিনিকলি চলাইনে যা আছে কোনটো মানুহহানা লাইফ থ্ৰেট টাইনে আছে মানুহহান কি বিমাৰ কৰা লগা প্ৰডাকশ্যন নিচিনা চলাইনে যা আছে লেতেৰা থাকি কিনে চাপা নাই আৰু FSSAI লগা চাৰ্টিফিকেশ্যন লগা কোনটো ৰুলছ এণ্ড ৰেগুলেশ্যন আছে ইটোলা ফুলফিল নকৰে নহ'লে বি উইদাউট লাইচেন্স লাবি বেছি থাকালা আছে এইটো খান কি বি ৱাৰ্ণ কৰি আছে আৰু এইটো ক্ৰাইটেৰিয়া মিট নকৰা তাক এইটো খানটো ফাংচনিং নকৰা হৈ যাবে এনেকা না হৈছোঁ বুলিতো কোনোবাকে কমপ্লেইন ওলাই কিনে পাব্লিক কমপ্লেইন দি কিনে এনেকা ওলাইছোঁ বুলিতো লিগেল একশ্যন তাহালা ওপৰতে ইমিডিয়েট ল'ব আৰু তাহালা লাইচেন্স বিজনেছ কিমান আছে সব বন্ধ হৈ যাব কাৰণে এইটো একটা খবৰ আপুনি আনকে জানাবৰ কাৰণে আজি জনাই দিয়া আছে ভিউয়াৰ্ছ এংগা নিউজ আৰু আপডেট পাইবলৈ চাই দিবি নাগালেণ্ড TV মই ৰিপৰ্টাৰ মুছাৰফ আলী উইথ ভিডিঅ' জাৰ্নেলিষ্ট Chawching Lingpom and Marantoshi.
Nagaland TV, Sop Manulaga Awas. Watch us live on Geo TV and on your television sets as well. For Dimapur viewers, we are on channel number 994 in Global Chapter, and Kohima and Mokokchung viewers, switch to channel number 138 on Hornbill Digital. For all news and updates, follow us on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube and Twitter.